The immigrant mentality. The strict sentiment born out of hardship and a fervent commitment to give one's children a better life. A potent path to the middle class as well as ammunition and ample material for ethnic comedians across the globe. The immigrant mentality helped build the West. Tired and gritty masses willing to work for what they can, pursuing a path to prosperity with a no-nonsense, inviolable work ethic. But like with anything, it comes at a cost. So I thought I'd analyze some positives and some negatives of the immigrant mentality. So first of all, what is the immigrant mentality? Well, obviously not every immigrant thinks the same. Many arrive with different cultural and religious ties, but these are some of the broad characteristics. Financial frugality, social conservatism, significance on family, aspirational, very strict parenting, stoicism, often accompanied with unhealthy outbursts, a generally abstemious lifestyle, and a very strong work ethic. So the first very clear benefit to me is that it's a highly effective path to the middle and even upper middle class for the children of said immigrants. I know it's a right-wing talking point, but it's not wrong. If you achieve a degree and get married, you are statistically much more likely to live a content and prosperous middle-class life. This may change due to AI, but as of right now, the strict immigrant parenting strategy certainly has its merits when it comes to upward class mobility. And the obvious downside to this is poor mental health, because in officiously pursuing a financially prosperous life, happiness and general social health take a back seat. Almost any child of immigrants will tell you the shame, the guilt, the expectations, the absence of empathy, love conditional based on achievement, the feeling of constantly missing out, whether it be parties, teenage relationships, or just fun in general. These trade-offs come with an immeasurable psychological cost. Children of immigrants can suffer from poor social intelligence and struggle in other areas of life, like cooperation, work-life balance, or even romantic relationships. And yes, these are obviously stereotypes. Not every immigrant family is like this, nor is every sixth-generation Western family some group of boundary-free hippies either. Next, the significance on family. This can certainly curtail some of those negative mental health outcomes. The extended family can act as a boon against loneliness, atomization, or heavy parenting loads. Multi-generational households can help lessen the burden for new parents, which equals less stress on the marriage, which you would think equals better parenting. However, the downside, in my opinion, is that many immigrant cultures tend to be collectivist and shame-based. The West is the exception to the rule. You aren't afforded the same opportunity for self-actualization within broad immigrant cultures. You have to be a doctor, or else you bring shame to the family. You can't be gay, or else you bring shame to the family. A lot of people don't realize how mentally liberating individualism can actually be. It's fashionable to romanticize collectivist spiritual cultures whilst disparaging the individualism of the West. Conveniently looking past the horrific pressure placed on children of immigrants to do well at school, to be married, to not be an artist, to be sexually modest, in case you offend some auntie that you barely even speak to. And yes, of course, there's a huge religious community in the West and plenty of shame coming from Western parents, but again, these are just stereotypes. It's healthy to be afforded some space to be disagreeable with your parents, or else it can lead to resentment or low self-esteem. Within reason, of course. You don't want to get to the whole, fuck you, mom, you fucking bitch. That's a bit much. Okay, next advantage. This could be controversial. No victim mentality. Someone who boards a ship or a plane to move halfway across the world is a lot of things. They're industrious, adventurous, risk-taking, but one thing they're not is a victim who blames the world for their problems. That journey is deftly emblematic of personal responsibility, accountability for one's own economic situation, and potential for prosperity. If their country was in a bad state, they didn't sit there and blame external factors. They took it upon themselves to do what it takes to ensure the best life for their family. Admirable. Now, the children don't always maintain that sense of accountability, but arguably, they're more likely to, and this reaps prodigious rewards down the hereditary path. Now, the downside is that it can be a very inward-looking perspective. I will look out for myself and my family. Societal or existential concerns don't matter. If you notice anything about the demographics of, say, a climate change march, it looks wider than the listenership of Triple J. Because firstly, someone with an immigrant mentality is most likely too busy working to go and protest. And secondly, it's not that the immigrant mentality is self-centered, it's family-centered. It's family above all else. I will vote for a lower tax burden, even if that is to the detriment of the overall economy or the environment. Issues of fastidious bourgeois social justice are not of great concern, which can be good, but neither are issues of the nation at large. which can be bad. This is where I personally draw the line for the immigrant mentality or personal responsibility as an ethos. I definitely think a virtuous person strives to take as much responsibility as is reasonably possible for their own life, but also strives to take responsibility for their community or the suffering of others. Easier said than done. I don't always live up to that, but it's something to aim for. There are countless other advantages, disadvantages, and multifarious ways to even think about the immigrant mentality, but for this video, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.